I'm Justin Edwards, CEO of Verse Digital, and I'm at Zebu Live today to catch up with a lot of colleagues from the industry, but also talking on a panel about fashion in the Metaverse.
And so what is Verse Digital? Can you explain a little bit more about your company, your origin story of why you created it and where you actually came from, which is exciting?
Yeah, sure. So I'll start again. I founded Verse Digital a couple of months ago, and Verse Digital is a creative and development studio that's focusing on building metaverses, but also helping brands activate their experiences in existing metaverses. So we work across various metaverses, from Sandbox to Decentraland, CryptoVoxels, even Roblox, and we're a team newly formed, and so one of the reasons why I moved into this space is because in a previous world I have been involved in virtual worlds since the very beginning. So I worked on an MMO 20 years ago called RuneScape, which was a bit of a pioneer at the time in the MMO space. And so I cut my teeth learning about building virtual worlds. I did that for 12 years, working on RuneScape. I then moved into working on a free-to-play MMO, which is now called a Metaverse in Avakin Life. And so post Avakin Life, I moved into consulting, helping various games companies scale and grow their products with the success. And one of those was Decentraland. And so I moved into work at Decentraland. I was the Chief Operating Officer at Decentraland, very much focused on building out marketing departments, business development parts of the company and partnerships, and also generally helping the engineering units scale and grow. And one of the things, I spent a lot of time working with brands in my time at Decentraland, understanding the difficulties for them in moving into this space and the complexities. So I decided to sort of niche there and wanted to build a development studio which was formed of all of the great talent that I've worked with at RuneScape, Avakin, and generally the games industry, but also the Decentraland community, and build a studio that could really help these brands think about their metaverse strategies, how to enter these metaverses in terms of land, purchasing land, etc. But then also how, based upon their requirements, can we build an experience for them in the metaverse that gives them what they need and what they want. So we also maintain and support the activations once they're live in the metaverse space, so we can run live ops. So that means creating new content on an ongoing basis, whether it be new NFT drops or gamification mechanics around live ops in terms of maybe quests that NPCs can take the players on. And that's really to help the community that's being formed by the brand to make sure that there's always a reason for the players to come back and get engaged and retain those players in those spaces.
So when you're working with different brands and projects, what kind of challenges are they faced with when they're trying to enter these metaverses? Are they all kind of consistent? Is it kind of a lack of education, or is it a little bit more in terms of like the technicality?
Yeah, so it all starts really at the very beginning with education. So some different brands are more experienced in this space than others, and some are very green, and so it varies really. But the ones that are quite green, which is probably most of the clients that come to see us, is really to get educated and to contact us to find out more about the metaverse and what are the benefits of entering the metaverse to them, and how could they leverage those benefits for their own companies, whether it be monetization strategies in the metaverse or brand awareness in the metaverse and building and developing their brands, etc. So we help a lot of the brands in terms of the education side of Web3, blockchain and metaverse. yeah, and then we help formulate their strategy for what they want to achieve based upon understanding the space a little bit better.
And so what kind of, can you name some brands that you're working with currently at the moment?
Well, at the moment we're working on quite a few exciting projects. First of all, we're doing some of the work that supports Decentraland in terms of its Metafest coming up, which is kind of a Glastonbury in the metaverse. So we're building a stage for that event. So we want to be in the community as well as working with brands. So we're working on that. We're also working quite closely with the government in Dubai, who have a very big metaverse strategy for the country. So we're advising them, and we're doing some activations around some of their publications and newspapers, and building recruitment fairs for them in the metaverse space and such like. And then I think for me the most exciting one we're working on at the moment is going to be developing a new district in Decentraland particularly, which is focused on AI. So this will be a space, almost like a city, for technical AI-driven companies that want to enter this space and create this new hub of innovation and artificial intelligence in the metaverse.
That's really interesting, quite a wide breadth of different projects you're working on. I'm curious about the talks with the government of Dubai. How did that conversation kind of start, and what kind of things do you chat about when you're kind of trying to advise them on a strategy or potential strategy? If you can talk about any of that.
Yeah, so it's early days in talking to Dubai. Actually, we're Verse Digital. We're going out there next week actually to meet with the government to actually go into a lot more depth with Metaverse and help them formulate their strategy and in terms of what they might want to achieve. So they've already set out their goals, if you like. So we'll be going out there to talk about them. But at the very least, one of the things that the Prince of Dubai announced in the press is that he wants to increase the economy by 5 billion over the next 5 years, and he also wants to create 40,000 jobs in Dubai in the metaverse space. So we've been talking to them about a recruitment kind of fair that would allow them to have a space where companies in Dubai can that are recruiting in this space can host their exhibition in the metaverse and allow people to come and apply for jobs and have interviews in the metaverse and take those things forward.
I think that's very interesting, because there seems to be definitely a space in the market for recruitment in the metaverse. You can imagine like a classic jobs board.
Yeah.
You could, if there was a way for you to kind of establish that in the metaverse and help people actually how metaverse companies recruit in their metaverses, then I think that's definitely quite a lucrative and interesting place to be.
Yeah, I mean they're not the first to ask to ask us for support in recruitment, job boards and such like. One of the areas in the AI district I was talking about will also have a recruitment sort of presence, if you like, where people in the tech space and metaverse space can also come to understand roles, whether you're a full stack developer or you're a strategist or whatever. You can come and find out what roles are available in the tech space in the metaverse.
I'm saying beyond tech though, actually in the metaverse, for example, you could, I think it was a child or teenager playing Roblox who was making money off of selling some virtual Roblox goods. Is that something that you would also put on this sort of recruitment angle as well?
No, it's more for corporate companies just to advertise the roles that they're recruiting for. It's less kind of, I mean, there's no reason why it couldn't be, but just the requirements that came out of that particular customer was more focused on that side of things. But I mean, in terms of, I can see another use case for the community to be able to advertise themselves for if they're developers or freelance 3D modelers in the space, and brands are looking for support. There's another space for that. So yeah, it has many different use cases, and
or even writers. Like ourselves. It's very exciting.
Yeah, yeah.
And to finish off, Justin, can you tell us what you're most excited about at Zebu Live, and what kind of people you want to network and meet here?
Yeah, so I'm very interested in we've obviously been talking with a lot of the people that are joining already through the Zebu app that have been connected. So, it's a great way to, before you come to the conference, to have those connections before you arrive. So, you can arrange to have interesting conversations with people in a similar space. So I'm looking forward to meeting some new friends that I've met, through the connections through the app along the way. Looking forward to seeing what Matt Hancock has got to say for himself. That's pretty cool. And looking forward to the panel. Looking forward to the after party.
Yes.
That's going to be pretty cool, right? Yeah.